Neverending Chain by Dragon Translator, Chapter 162. Glad I was wrong about you.
I said something funny? Toothless's father asked, staring at Hiccup. And, son, your face is rather red. Is that normal for humans?
This caused even more snickers. Even Toothless and Moondust joined in this time. Hiccup would have loved for a hole to open up under him so he could bury himself and hide. If a human gets embarrassed, they blush, Astrid answered, the only one from the Burkian nest that was not laughing in any form.
What I said embarrassed my son?
Toothless's father asked. Kinda, Astrid answered, her hand still massaging the back of Hiccup's neck. What I'm doing isn't magic like Gita uses, but many humans consider it magical. I was rubbing his neck because I saw he was still upset with Toothless. It was my way of helping him.
This rubbing of his neck helps?
This rubbing of his neck helps how? Toothless's mother asked. Gita, who had stopped snickering, moved around to the Queen of the Nest's side. May I? She asked, holding her hand just above the back of the female's neck. Toothless's mother tilted her head, but nodded just the same. Hiccup watched Gita lower her hand and began to massage the back of the female's neck. Hiccup grinned as Toothless's mother's eyes became half-lidded and she cooed. I see why humans consider this magical. Do all humans do this for each other? Gita smiled and lifted her head. She gestured to Hiccup and Astrid. For the most part, it is done by flock members, but it is also a bonding practice for mates or those intended to become mates. There are other instances where a stranger to a flock is the one doing the massage. Those are paid for the service. A human might give their cousin or a massage for a gift, such as the day their cousin was born, hatched, or as a gift for an upcoming matehood ceremony. Other times, it is done as a part of a healing after an injury. I see, Toothless's mother said, and for Astrid to do so now was to strengthen the bond between her and my son? That and to ease his upset. Astrid said, it's a silent way to tell him I'm here with him. Toothless came around and laid the top of his head against Hiccup's belly. Hiccup's arms immediately enclosed around his brother's head. I did not mean to make you upset, brother. I just know you like to jump off my back, and while I understand the reasoning, I still fear one day I won't be able to catch you. Hiccup pulled his brother closer. He hunched over.
I know, he whispered. It's just, I wasn't going to jump. I don't like ice water, even though I live on Berg. We'll only do the jumping off thing at home unless I have to elsewhere. Okay?
Okay. Hiccup released his brother, and Toothless moved back to stand beside Moondust, who nuzzled him.
Young prince?
The brown bear-coloured dragon asked. Hiccup turned to him.
I must confess, when my sister informed me that humans were allowed past the outer sea stacks, and then I watched my alpha name you his son, I was not happy. This far north, the troubles most dragons have with humans are limited, but I have had my fair share of problems with your kind. I see now, though, that not all humans are alike. You and those with you are nothing like the humans I have encountered.
The dragon then bowed to Hiccup. His wings spread.
I am glad to have been proven wrong about you, my prince.
Hiccup smiled. While he wanted to hold his hand out like he did other dragons, he knew he could not. This dragon bowed to Toothless's father, and every nest dragon back home, who had placed their muzzle into his palm, told him they could hear his alpha side, as they called it, purring. Hiccup worried it would cause an issue were any in his nest to hear the purring. Hiccup then frowned.
Your sister was the ice shooter that met us?
Yes, the male said, standing. He tilted his head.
You seem confused.
I didn't recognize you as an ice shooter. I couldn't see her back scales, and she didn't have a beard like you do. The other ice shooters last night were too far for me to really get a good look at them, and I was more than a little shocked and surprised at being named a prince of the nest.
I'm sorry, beard?
Hiccup pointed to the pointed scales underneath the brown dragon's chin. The brown dragon blinked. The blue-coloured one that sported the same scale beard laughed.
I see, the blue one said, its voice also male. Young prince, male ice shooters have this beard, as you call it. Female chin scales are smaller, and his sister did not turn her back to visitors to the nest. Oh, Hiccup said.
He glanced at the other four he did not know, and then turned back to Toothless's father.
I know you wished us to go and meet my aunt, but can we get to know their dragon names? He asked, gesturing to the four.
Hiccup's father nodded.
Of course. Though, will you repay us by letting us know their human names, if they have one?
Hiccup glanced to Gida. She tipped her head. He turned back to the alpha of the nest. He would call him Dad while he visited, but it would take time before he thought of him as anything more than Toothless's father and the alpha of this nest.
Sure, Gida can answer. She knows more of the human names than I, as she is not originally from my nest.
Toothless's father tipped his head at the four dragons. One, the same colour as Frost, stepped forward. Its girth was similar to Meatlug and every other Gronkle, but it had a longer and pointier nose with bigger nostrils. Its tail was also long and had no bludgeons upon it. My kind are called snow eaters, it said, its voice females. Humans named them Grontsicles. Gida said they were thought to be the ice-shooting cousins of Gronkles, what humans call rock-biters, like Meatlug. Why? The Grontsicle asked. That I could not tell you. Gida answered, the one who named most of the dragons died long before I was born. Hiccup bit back his chuckle. Those who knew of Gida's true origins, including Toothless's parents, smiled, but said nothing. One of the last two dragons, and Hiccup had no comparison for this dragon, Waddle walked forward. It had wings, but its body resembled a lizard. It had a black belly and bright yellow head and end of its tail. Its wings and torso were bright purple.
My kind are called poison tails,
it said, its voice male. Hiccup turned to Gida when she did not speak. He found her staring at the poison tail with a frown, but she shook herself when she noticed Hiccup staring at her. Apologies. The human name for your kind is Flame Whipper.
Odd, but I like it.
You would. The other Flame Whipper, a bright red and blue one, said, its voice female. She lightly wing-slapped the first one, earning snorts from the others with her.
And my kind? The ice shooter asked, staring at Gida.
Woolly Howls.
The ice shooter shook himself and grunted. I think I prefer ice shooter. That name does not tell another dragon what I can and cannot do. What is the human name for my kind?
One of the white night furies asked, its voice male. I'm sorry, Gida said. As far as I am aware, your kind was considered myth and rumour. I do not know what the human name is. The dragon looked at Hiccup and Astrid.
Perhaps my prince and his intended could rectify that.
End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed this one. So yes, light furies as well, and lots of new dragons. I like that. And I like that Gida's just like, may I massage you to know what that is? And the dragon queen is just like, oh, yes, I like this. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe. Check me out on Twitter and on Ko-fi and on Patreon. The last two are in the description below. And remember to have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, on a binary pairs. I'll see you in another video. Take care.